What is up, everybody? My name is Jay here, coming at you with a TERA First Impressions review. So right now, my current tune is a level 20 archer. She has just qualified for dungeons, however, I haven't gotten quite there yet, so we're not going to comment on the dungeons in the game at this point. However, I have played every other class, literally, through the tutorial zone, which boosts you to level 20, to kind of let you experience them with some higher level skills to better make your decision. So I have experience with every class. Without further ado, though, guys, let's get into it here. TERA has a lot of positives going for it. One of the biggest things you've probably heard of is the combat. It's as close to any third-person action game as you'll probably ever get to. It's basically based around a crosshair in the middle of your screen where all your skills are aimed. This is both true for ranged and melee classes. You basically have all the nimbleness that you'll ever need as well. Most classes have a jump or a dodge or a jump back or some sort of disengage. Some of the higher armor classes, the ones that were plate armor, one of them does block. I believe the other one, I believe they both block. But basically, they don't have the ability to jump and run around and get out of the way, which is understandable. So the combat in the game is one thing that really sets it apart. The questing itself is your standard MMO fare. Go collect this, go talk to this, go find 5 of these, go kill 8 of these. It's the same thing that you've been doing for years in every other MMO pretty much ever created. But what sets it apart is the combat. The combat itself draws you into these quests. You know, even if you're killing 5 boars, even if you're killing 5 of a totally different monster, both monsters attack completely differently. They have different attack patterns and do different attacks and different combos. So you really have to pay attention. It doesn't really matter what quest you're doing or where you're going in the world. You really have to pay attention and kind of read and react to the monster that you're fighting to, which really makes questing a real joy. The story in the game is hit or miss. You get out of it what you want. I got really into the story in the initial beginner zone, not the tutorial, the beginner zone, the starter zone. I myself got really into the story anyways, but however, hitting the mainland, I got a little bit more into just get my levels mode. I kind of put the story on the back burner, but again, this is an MMORPG. If story means something to you, you can get a lot out of it. There are designated story quests and designated zone quests, so you can get out of it what you want. Myself, story is not the biggest thing to me, so I tend to kind of ignore it. I get into it when I want to, not quite all the time though. The other huge thing about TERA, the graphics in this game are actually quite amazing. Technically speaking, they might not be, the top of the world. There are probably better looking games out there, perhaps even better looking MMOs. But what this game gives is a distinct view on every single zone. You can go from forest to forest to forest, and all 3 zones look completely different, at least in my experience so far. So you definitely get a lot of diversity, and the art in this game will blow your mind. I'm not joking you. It's absolutely gorgeous just to walk around and look at what's going on. Look at the sky. Look at things. You really get into that art, and it really drives home its point. The game, however, is not all positive, at least to this point yet. The game does have a dungeon finder, which is a big positive for me. Not all MMOs are coming out with this, Star Wars. However, this game has a dungeon finder. It's a bit hit or miss. I haven't yet experienced a dungeon. I just hit level 20, and that's the first level you're able to do these things. So I haven't yet experienced it. I've tried to get into 2 groups now. Both times the tank, just quit. I don't know if it was a quit. I had never even seen him in the dungeon. So it could be a fault in the dungeon finder. It could be just a really bad community. I do not know at all, guys, but that doesn't mean you can't just group normally and do dungeons. I just find the dungeon finders a bit hit or miss. Maybe it's just my experience. As well as the community in the game is it's more similar to World of Warcraft's community. Very entitled. Doesn't really matter what you talk about. There's about 10 people who are willing to troll you. But that's, you get used to that in every community. I just wish the community was a little bit more like Star Wars, with more people. Star Wars' community was really good. I played Star Wars: The Old Republic for a while, and the community there is really helpful, really full of people who are actually willing to help you. Whereas TERA, again, the community is your standard MMO fare. So in conclusion, guys, is this a game worth trying? Well, I really think so. The combat is enough to make the dull questing a hell of a lot of fun, as well as just being in the world itself is really gorgeous to look at, really gorgeous to keep going with, and seeing what the next zone has to offer, guys. So if you're ever at all interested in this game, it's definitely worth a try. The game itself gives you a free month. I would definitely give it a shot, guys. I don't think you'll be disappointed if you're an MMO fan and you don't mind that action style of combat. So guys, if you have any questions at all, please leave it in the comments. If you liked the video, subscribe. We wouldn't mind that. We're going to be giving you a lot more content, a lot more TERA content, and most of the videos you're going to be seeing are recorded live. So check out my live stream. The link's below. It's Twitch TV/JAYGK1. So that's it for me, guys. Try TERA. It's a really awesome game, and we'll catch you next time. Talk to you later, guys. Take care.